Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Noon with Nathalie. My name is Nathalie Mayot. I own Master Your Authentic Voice. I'm a speaking and presentation skills expert, and I'm also the creator of Teen Talk, so I do public speaking specifically for teens. But more importantly today, I'm super excited to have Danai with me from Chef James Mitchell. Thank you for being here with me.
I'm very, very happy to be here.
So just to let the audience know, we are in a working kitchen today. So if you see anybody walking by, it's just everybody's in action and getting things ready. But before we get started on learning a little bit more from Danai, I want to tell you about their journey. So a couple of years ago, Chef James Mitchell and Danai created their parent company, House of Chef James Mitchell, Inc. They set out to bring back home-cooked meals to the kitchen tables of their community and their neighborhood families. And we were just saying how important that is. There's too many other options out there to make it easy for us. Danai's always wished to open up a cooking school like no other, where they would be able to offer a personalized, hands-on approach to the culinary arts. And they're so very proud to announce that they've officially launched their new culinary school, House of Junior Chefs, because learning to cook and feed ourselves is a fundamental skill we all need to master. At the House of Junior Chefs, they pride themselves on hands-on, unique, and supportive atmosphere that encourage the creative development of our children. Oh my God, I got shivers all over because that's sort of how I feel about what I do. I feel like what I do as a speaking coach with teens is kind of a skill that they need to master when they need to go out there. So what I need to know, what inspired you to create this business, this unique business?
So again, just to go over, and touch base on what you were saying, for us, it was really a need, what I was lacking, not obviously Chef James. He knew what he was doing in the kitchen, but I had no idea. I couldn't fry an egg. So, and I was, we had home ec. I was still of the class that had home ec and ITT and shout out to St. Thomas. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but I never understood how I was supposed to learn everything. Just the basics. How many ways can I cook a fish? What's the oven for? What's the microwave? Or should we use the microwave? All these types of things. There wasn't enough time. Realistically, we could spend all day, 5 days a week, learning how to clean our house, do the laundry properly, walk around a grocery store and learn about that, banking for kids, credit, all that. Like, how does it all work? And I remember growing up, I'm a family of 6. And the eldest, 4 kids. So I, and of Mediterranean background, it wasn't really pre-baked to me. Even though you would think that, I'm of a Greek and Brazilian background, they're like, oh, well, you should know how to cook. Well, no, they usually, the mamas were, queen.
The leaders,
It was like, get out, I'll call you when we're ready, and so for that, it was, I got into my early 20s and I was like, how do I do this? And again, coming from a place of going and watching my parents grocery shop at Costco for 6 people, when I went out there and lived by myself, I went and had like $400 worth of groceries and everything frozen.
Yeah, so, you need that much, right?
Right. So, in that aspect, when I met Jamie, I was like, this is perfect. I can do, quite a bit of other things, jack of all trades, but I didn't know how to cook. And so I was like, well, I'll marry a chef and I'm good for the rest of my life.
Did he know your plot?
He did. It was probably the first conversation we ever had. Was like, oh, you know how to cook? Oh, great. So again, I'm Greek too, so it's in our blood, right?
Yeah, of course.
At that time, I didn't believe that restaurants were exactly where we needed to be. It's a very demanding market. I wanted to be able to, we knew we wanted to have a family. I was working in my, my other life, let's say, in business development. And I was like, oh my God, I had my daughter and I was saying to myself, how am I supposed to come home go work 9 to 5, pick them up. By the time I get home at 6 o'clock, now I'm supposed to learn how to make a gourmet meal from the top of my head that's has every category of the Canadian food plan in it. And I have the pickiest children who eat, I mean, picky eaters. So I was like, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. My husband at that point too, he was like, this was 5 years ago. He was like, I don't want to be in the restaurant industry anymore. I have my daughter. I want to be there. You have to think, like, all holidays, all evenings, you're not going to see your husband, right? Or anybody who's in our industry, in the restaurant industry, I would say. So I was like, look, before you're 40, I'm going to build you your own business. Nice. He was at 38 and a half years young at that point.
Yeah.
So, you know, when we came down to it, it became a love for him, to wanting to be with him as much as possible, and our daughter. And from there, what happened was basically we created and started the weekly meal menu that was going to cure my need to cook at night. But if I felt that, well, chances are every mom feels that. And so, I was like,
yeah, so that's leading me kind of to my next question. So you created this weekly meal plan, but what are some of the service that you guys offer through the catering business that people can benefit from?
So the weekly meals, what started everything, right? Okay. We started from our home, and then we grew to, it was on Facebook, and now here we are. So that was the first section. Then from there, obviously we started like being requested to do caterings. And I remember our first time we had gotten it, we have a 50-person catering, and it was actually the Liberal Party. At that time we were in elections.
Okay.
And I was like, no, we can't do it. No, it's too difficult. We're not ready, like, you know. And now shoot forward, we started to develop our catering menu and you know, making sure the things that we wanted. So from there, the catering. Then obviously what comes after that, the weddings. From there, again, the rustic rentals came up from the weddings because I love everything country and rustic.
Nice.
So from there, we started to design different types of boards and stuff like that. So now you have the benefit of the wedding, the caterings, and the
very nice.
Then we had, of course, going back to my initial, the House of Junior Chef. So one was to kind of, it was a call home to my issue with being a mom and not understanding how was I supposed to cook something different every single day when I'm working all day. And then after that was, well, now what I'm doing is I'm making the problems I had for the kids that are at home eating our meals. They're not going to see. Exactly, right? They're not going to see how it's all prepared. So I said, well, now we're going to start House of Junior Chef, and it was this year. And I said, we're going to teach them to eliminate the issue of being able to not there's no time, right? You know, you want to spend time with your kids and everything like that. Now you're going to have to teach them how to cook on top of we're, as moms especially, we're dragged one way or another. We have to be a jack of everything. And so for that's how we created House of Junior Chefs. And
so you're clearly a very busy woman entrepreneur. So I mean, you speak my language because I started my business because of my daughter. I wanted to have the flexibility and know when a ped day now shows up, I can kind of juggle my schedule and be there and hang out with her. And if she's not well, I'm the one who will be there. So as a woman, what do you love most about being that woman entrepreneur? Because I'm sure that speaks to a lot of us.
Of course, yes. Great question. So in the other room at this moment, my daughter is here. She's off because she was not feeling very well. So that is probably one of the biggest benefits. I had my son last year as well.
Oh, congratulations.
And, thank you. So first and foremost was the flexibility of being a mom. I wanted to teach my young daughter, my son, that a mom and a woman can do and be anything that they put their mind to, so long as you're organized, so long as you put yourself forward. And never allow yourselves to be told, well, I can't do this or I can't do that because I'm just a mom or I'm just a businesswoman. It's tough. It's very, very hard.
It is. I just missed the deadline for the ped day next week, so
Oh no!
let's
Oh
juggle
my God,
away.
you reminded me. I'm gonna have to call and send that in. But the flexibility was one thing. I had a little background history. I had to be in bed with both of my kids for a year. So last year, all year, I was working from my bed.
Wow.
And that was because I was having my son. And I knew that was what was going to happen after my daughter's 5 and my son's 14 months. So I knew that I needed to create a company that was going to be very flexible to allow me, because I knew I wanted one more, just one more.
Yeah.
Just one more. So that was another reason why it was so amazing to be able to still, be creative and be a part of the business while I was creating life in my family, in essence. What inspires me the most, I would say, in terms of being an entrepreneur is the ability to encourage others and something I love to do. I'm never going to get bored. I have the platform to do whatever I want, and to be able to allow my mind to just keep dreaming.
Yeah.
I'm 33 years old. It's a nice place to be, and I have the dream job, and I love my kids, and I love my husband, and so I think it stems from family, I guess.
You are creating what I would say, as I say about my husband and I, you are creating the life that you want. Absolutely. And I think as women, we do have that secret power to help drive those things. We are, like you say, a jack of all trades. We can do many things at once. Doesn't take away that we can share in our passions, and you definitely have a lot of drive and inspiration. I'm looking forward to visiting the Culinary School. So today I have with me Danai from Chef James Mitchell. So Danai, now somebody's listening, they want to know more. How do they get in touch with you?
So you can go onto our website. We have 2 different platforms, right? The House of Junior Chef is separate from the House of from the House of Chef James Mitchell. However, one will link into the other as well.
So I will make sure to include those links in the bio for sure.
Absolutely. You can always get in touch with us on our websites, or just call me directly. You're usually always going to talk to me. And if it's Chef James, you're going to talk to me sooner than later.
Excellent. That's awesome. So I really want to thank you for being with me today. I look forward to visiting the Culinary School with my daughter. I think she would enjoy the experience. Once again, my name is Nathalie Mayat. I own Master Your Authentic Voice. My special guest today was Danai from Chef James Mitchell. I'm a speaking and presentation skills expert, so if you're looking for some support with your presentations of any type, please make sure you reach out to me at www.nataliemayat.com. Whatever you choose to do today, have an awesome day. Thanks, Danai, for being with me. Have a great day.
Thank you very much for having me, Nathalie. Have a great day, everyone.